Now, when we talk about soul, you're going to start to attract what works for you. I'm going to give you some examples. By no means they're your examples, they're my examples. So kind of think about what you need to attract. Right, let's get into soul and think about what it is. Now, first up, what I will say is I've got a choice here of how I present these next 5 secrets, okay? And I'm going to present them in a logical way, with soul being number 1. The reason why is people sometimes talk about soul being quite grounded. You can see on this first line here. So you've almost got soul at the bottom, the kind of like the earth beneath your feet, the sand between the toes. Then we'll do body, because literally you can feel the body going up, legs and arms and everything else. Then we kind of get into the middle part. You get to your heart, which is obviously then your head. Your mind is in number 4. So in terms of level, your head's above that. And sometimes spirit, people refer to being up in the clouds or heaven or wherever it might be. So it's a bit out there somewhere else, okay? So that's why we're going to do it in this order, okay? Soul at the bottom, body, hearts, minds, and spirit. So, soul. This is where you feel most grounded and centered, relaxed and at ease, away from the busyness. You are recharging your batteries, plugging in and connecting, being with your soulmate maybe, laughter, fun, and vitality. Aware of your own values, exploring your authentic self, deep presence in your current state, an egoless state, clarity and freedom descend as your mind and body wanders. Okay, so it's that real charging. When you're harnessing the energy, it's really, really relaxing. I'd put sleep in here in many ways almost, but not quite. It's when you're conscious and awake as well. Okay, so that's what it is. And soul and I think spirit, the first and last one we look at, are sometimes quite tough to kind of describe because they are what they are. What is one person's soul is different to someone else's soul. When we talk about body next, we can talk about sleep. We all know what sleep means. We can measure sleep and track sleep and all the rest of it. Okay, but the soul and spirit, I kind of say the bookends between that kind of body, heart, and mind, and they're a bit more difficult to describe. It's a bit like the example that as soon as you start using words, you're on the back foot straight away. There's a great metaphor that as soon as you kind of point out the full moon to someone, your finger gets in the way, your words get in the way. What an amazing moon. Well, that might not be how you describe it. Where is the moon? Well, you can look over there. Your hands and words get in the way. Okay, so I really want you to kind of reach deep for what your soul is, what it really means to you. Okay, and that's where you'll find your energy. It's literally finding a part of your system that you might not have connected with before and seeing what you can get from it. Okay. Right, mindfulness is another good way to look at it. It's not my favourite word in the world because I think a lot of people have misused it because I think mindfulness is ancient in practice, and right now, at the time of writing and recording, 2015, it's a bit of a buzzword, and actually I think it's great that it's out there, but it's not a new word, it's just a word, all right? So the quality or state of being conscious or aware of something. It's a good way to describe soul. A mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment, while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and body sensations, used as a therapeutic technique. So some key words in here, in this context: awareness, present moment, calm, acknowledging, would be a good way to start summing up what soul would relate to. And again, you can choose different words for this. You don't have to use soul, because sometimes people think soul is not an accurate word, but that's the word that I use.